EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and
Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner, Charles.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. CD, always more eyes on these night games, and they started it off nicely there on that run.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Don't think for a second these players don't know and understand that. They want to impress their peers across the league. They also want to win the ball game. That's the way to get things going.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Fields throw pulled in by Marshall.
A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Fields on 1st down.
He sets to fire deep.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. A play fake, now Fields to throw.
He's going to try and go deep again.
And, it's incomplete. That would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. To the air again, Fields.
Keeps himself, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So here are the Eagles now, backed up to start their first drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. on the draw. Here's Sanders. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Back to throw. Wallace. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
On 1st and 10, Wallace.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So they opted to run the ball there on third down on their side of the field.
I wonder if that was a called play, or did he check into it? And if he did, that took a lot of guts, because on his own side of the field, an obvious passing down, decides to run the football and he pick up the first down. Give that man a ton of credit.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Wallace.
That's swung out wide to Sanders.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. It's a second down run with Sanders. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wallace. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete.
That's at least a couple of times that they've tried to stretch the field here in this first quarter. They haven't been successful yet, but obviously they're going to keep trying, and maybe they'll find some seams underneath as this game progresses.
There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Let's go.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
No score after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. Wallace. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Throwing on 1st down. Wallace firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And he gets it down to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
2nd and 5. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. So that'll back them up 5. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Wallace. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st down, Eagles.
The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. His throw incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll look to throw again. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Back to throw again. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Play action. It's Fields.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Out of the gun, Fields.
He's got a man. That's Marshall.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On the give, this is Moss.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, if you're going to pass on 3rd and 1, you better get a first down if you complete it. They completed it, but no gain.
The aiming point has to be beyond the first down marker where you throw the ball. 3rd and 1, you can't have anything that's even close to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you run the risk of what we just saw there, not getting the first down.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
So here are the Eagles to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Wallace slings this deep from McLaurin.
And he's got it. What a catch. It's on the sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead grows to 10-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Let's go!
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. The Bears on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Let's go. Let's do this. That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On first down, it's Fields.
Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. To throw again on second down, Fields.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here's Fields.
He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Now Fields.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
3rd and long. It's Fields.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Get ready.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Back to throw. Wallace. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On first down, Wallace. This to McLaurin out on the left side. Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Bears. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Well, the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this from 43.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
So not the greatest of first halves for him, but a little ray of light here at the end. The late turnover becomes 3 points before the break.
Well, they certainly needed something positive to go their way. Maybe 3 points doesn't seem like a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it's something to build on as they head into the half.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson, a very good performance as his guys run their record now to 5-2. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Let's go.
And the Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
18-yard line.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Dancing to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
From the 50, here's Fields.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Back to throw. Fields.
And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Donovan Wilson that time there on the tackle. Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Another run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Who wants some?
I don't care what anyone says. I want a big-time backing in this kind of yardage each and every time I step on the field. A tone setter, those guys are hard to find.
On first down, it's Sanders. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
51 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
On 1st and 10, Wallace. Shakes off the sack, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Looking to throw. Wallace. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they're able to build on things here with a field goal, but, you know, the question is how much longer can they really rely on their defense to pitch a shutout?
That's a great question because, you know, the guys on the other sideline are saying, give us the ball. We want another shot at this. So, yes, tight game. He'll take the 3. But this game, it's far from over.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Montgomery on the counter. Brings it just past the 15, able to avoid the initial contact, but not much more there on the play. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now, standing just outside his own goal line. A beautiful fake. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wallace slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wallace. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
It's a pickup at 6.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Throwing again is Fields. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Chicago. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Second and 2. Off play action. Wallace. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he goes out right around the 39. They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move him off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
A throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
1st down, Eagles.
Throwing on 1st down. Wallace. And his throw here's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Wallace. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Again, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground. Here's J.K. Scott now. as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way down to the 41-yard line.
Let's go.
A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. For Marshall, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. Off play action, Fields. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Fields on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Fields. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Here we go on 4th down. Fields taking a shot here for Marshall. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football. 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Wallace. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On 1st down, Wallace. And yet again, it's McLaurin. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On second down now, it's Sanders. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will stretch the lead to 3 scores now at 19-0.
So that not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And he finds Montgomery complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll lead here to a third down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago!
Chase Claypool.
His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one.
Come on, baby. Let's go!
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Philadelphia, the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.